Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today was a general physical preparedness day. So for those who are not following, I'm doing 3 really serious full body training sessions every week. And when I say serious, I mean we do rep work with 405 on the back squat, 500 on the deadlift, 315 on the bench, and then sometimes even higher rep back off stuff, like I did 18 reps at 225 yesterday. Which was a PR, like try to do really clean, solid reps with pauses or soft touch and goes, no cheating, anything. So I got 18 for a set with that after doing my top set with 315 bench for reps. So again, stuff like that. Then we do weighted pull-ups. I do a lot of lifting volume on big movements. So we do this 3 days a week, and then at least 3 other days, I like to ideally now work in a full GPP session and a run. So I do a little morning jog barefoot, and then we get in and do this. So I started working the weighted carries back in. And, you know, as you guys know, I'm trying to double down a bit on the forearm and grip work, especially as I'm hammering my triceps hard, but I've been leaving the biceps alone with direct work other than just some hammer curls. I'm trying to avoid any supine grip stuff for reasons we don't need to go into that into the GPP vlog. But let's get over into this. So I feel like because I want to get conditioning in and just various general physical preparedness. Well, anything with a sled or a weighted carry or a throw or a jump is going to be really good here. It's just all around good stuff. So I've started working the farmer's walks in. It's about 90 pounds a handle if people ask with everything loaded. It's approximately 90 pounds, you know, give or take a little. Which again is fine for just the distances I'm doing. My forearms are just lit. After every single round of this, my forearms are on fire, which works great because I've said, you know, if I'm going to be doing these hammer curls and other stuff, let's double down on that. And it's funny because I get in the camera and people are like, your forearms are massive when I'm sitting down. But then compared to the rest of me, it's like, they're not really that massive. Just sitting down on a camera, yeah, you can see compared to my wrists and stuff, but it's like, let's keep hammering the forearms and the grip, because again, if we want to look like a strong jacked athlete, then that's what we need to do. And because that's what we are. We're not pursuing bodybuilding here, even though I am focusing on slowly recomping, getting leaner, bringing up some areas. For me, it really is about being an athlete, right? Elite lifts, being able to run, being able to jump, having good conditioning, good blood work, right? We're just shooting for well-rounded ultra fitness, you know, especially as I'm closing in on 50 years old. I'm turned 49 this year. So, you know, we're making that push. And so it's like, let's just get leaner. Let's get trimmer. Let's get conditioning up. Let's make sure health markers are pretty, you know. So my diet is super clean. I don't eat any junk food at all. I haven't had a cheat day at all in 2025. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in over 6 years. We're coming up on year 7. So, you know, again, clean lifestyle, not blasting any gear, okay? For those, I've had a lot of people who thought that I am, and it's like, no, guys, I'm actually not. I am legitimately just replacement dose of testosterone. And I really, truly mean that. And that's fine, because I'm not trying to be super massive, okay? I'm not trying to deadlift 800 pounds, you know, so it's okay. We're just trying to be healthy and fit. So again, weighted carries. I did 4 rounds of those. The med ball throws, I really like these because I felt like when I did these last time, it did so much for my shoulder. I felt my shoulder mobility. So like I've been saying, look, I want to get that shoulder mobility back from those impingements years ago, and I've never fully got it there. So I'm trying to do things that'll do that, you know. So again, all my pull-ups are dead hang. I worked in some hanging leg raises. So I feel like my GPP days could help with that. The weighted carries may help with that, you know. So I'm like, the med ball throws really I felt a lot of that really be forced to open up, because it's forced against a dynamic throw, you know, in a very natural movement pattern. So it's like, man, it felt really good in my shoulders. So I'm like, let's do several rounds. So I just did quick triples. I just throw them behind me, turn around and redo it. So I did 4 triples this way. They felt good. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that I'll probably gain muscle from this. So this is a thing to remember. When we're doing GPP like this will improve your body composition. And people don't grasp this, you know. This type of training, yes, it's not weight training. It is, you know, a combination of conditioning with strength, but there's a hypertrophic benefit. So if you look at the 3 basic movements that I picked here, just today, a weighted carry, the med ball toss, right? And then the sled push, your whole body will grow from this, right? Every muscle is getting some work, especially as I threw some band press downs at the end, right? You'll grow from this. It's not only conditioning, there will be a hypertrophic response. And it's all very, very functional. And again, when I say functional, it is. And this complements well the other stuff I do, because I tell guys, look, you want to be really functional: squats, deadlifts, push presses, pull-ups, dips. Those things will make you functional. That's functional strength. The big movements that move your body through space, they load your spine. But this stuff all does a lot of the same stuff too, right? So again, if our conditioning work like this has a hypertrophic response, we're going to get more jacked. In fact, I've said before, I mean, I could get somebody reasonably jacked doing this stuff. I don't technically have to get people under a barbell. Now, I'm not using this as an excuse not to, but I mean, really and truly, if you wanted to be really jacked and really fit compared to the average person, do a few basic big barbell lifts, right? Do a few basic barbell lifts, get really strong at them, do lots of conditioning like this and run. This sort of GPP work will make you bigger. Like, look at the sled sprints, look at the weighted carries, look at those throws. You're going to gain muscle from these. So they're not just improving our conditioning. So I did the med ball throws. I did 2 rounds of the sled sprints, right? And considering I've increased the leg volume, a lot of this is actually making running a little bit more tedious. So I'm having to really mitigate it until my body adapts to it. But, you know, again, I do all this fasted. So for those who are unaware, that run was fasted. This is fasted. All right, then I eat breakfast. I have a protein shake, and then I wait to eat the rest of my food. I don't really load my carbs and fat and other stuff till afternoon. So I get out, I do all this stuff, then I'm now having a protein shake afterwards. But that protein shake's not till like 10 o'clock. So I end up with maybe an 8-hour feed window, because if I cut off food by 6, so it ends up being, you know, basically 18-hour feed window if we count the protein shake at the start. So all the training is fasted. So then I'm like, let's do a couple of hanging leg raises. And one thing I always laugh at, I look so much tighter in my waistline on my lifting days. The next day after lifting, I feel a little watery. It's kind of funny. Especially I feel like after the running and stuff too. So again, you guys will notice that I don't have the belt on here. I don't look as tight, and I'm okay with that, because at least I look thick and big. I definitely feel like I look pretty thick and big doing those throws. I'll take the win. But 2 sets of hanging leg raises, I haven't done these in a while. They burn like hell, especially the second set, 2 sets of 10. I need to be adding these in, but think about, again, the shoulder mobility. We're pulling into that hang. Oh man, right? So it's swinging down into that range of motion that I struggle to reach still. I'm forcing it with an eccentric into it. I feel like this will help too. So I do need to be doing these along with the dead hang pull-ups and those med ball throws, right? I want to keep working. This is what's going to get my shoulder range of motion back so that I can overhead press again. And then I finish up with 1 set of really high rep band press downs to failure. Really happy with this workout. Felt like it went great. So it was super good. Hope it's been informative. I will talk to you guys and gals next time.